And when you gotta go live, you gotta go live. What's up? It's your boy K Hood X for Corporate Algorithm. Looks like I'm starting to go live. I'm reporting for Nike's earnings. I don't know if you can see my screen, but this is a huge catalyst right now in the stock market, in that Nike is reporting earnings after the whole Kaepernick campaign that they just put out. So their earnings, as you can see, this is popping up live right now. They're reporting their earnings live. It says that they apparently, I don't know, it says that they beat their earnings, it looks like. Let's see. So it closed at 84.79. Typically when the earnings report comes in, it goes like way up or goes way down. You know, it does a lot, you know, before it figures out exactly, you know, what position the street is going to take. But the way it's looking right now, it says that their sales were in line with their expectations, which is about $9 billion, $9.9 billion. This is reporting live as it comes in. This is a paper trade platform on Thinkorswim. If you don't know who I am, my page, we teach how to trade stocks and options. So this particular stock was real buzzing on the street, because a lot of people wanted to know if they had hit their sales target, if, you know, going forward, what Nike was going to, what type of volatility, and just what type of market sentiment that the street was going to have about Nike, because Nike put out a real controversial ad with Kaepernick, and a lot of people were talking about boycotting Nike, and but at the same time their sales had went through the roof. So it was a very controversial approach toward moving their shoes, but it did work. So apparently it worked. It says that their Q1 EPS was 67. Street estimate was 63. So this, apparently they beat the street estimate by about 4 cents. Says their inventory is about 5.2 billion as of August 31st. News is still just coming in. It says, let's see, underlying currency neutral despite bill. What's up, bro? Okay, give me 1 second. Let me finish my video. I'm doing Nike Earnings. You gotta do stocks. Give me 1 second. I'll be right in. Nike got earnings. Nike has earnings. Nike earnings. Oh, what's up? Oh, I'm gonna turn on the video and go in here. I'll be right in. I gotta give you the earnings. Oh, look at that. See how this is shooting up? Now, this these two lines right here is called the MACD. It's moving averages. It's basically telling what are the averages between 20 days and 200 days. So the blue line is the 20-day moving average, and the purple line is the 200-day moving average. You see how I just shot up above both? You see how this is shooting up right now? So I'm in on this trade. You know what I'm saying? I bought a call, but I also bought a put. So nobody really knew for sure exactly. Most people thought this is going to go up, but a lot of people didn't know for sure. And as you see, even though it is going up right now, sometimes it will turn around and just reverse and drop down overnight as the news keeps coming in. So I did a trade that in layman's terms called a strangle, but I did it with 2 open legs. So I did it differently, because like I said, even though I am bullish, I do want to see the stock go up. You also have to be cautious, which is what trading is. So it's not about your feelings, you know. This is about calculated trading. So also think too, I was real passionate about what Nike was doing. I do support Kaepernick. I support the fact, you know, he lost his whole ability to play in the NFL. So Nike took a huge risk by doing this, and apparently a lot of people who felt who that message resonated with went out and bought a lot of Nike shoes. You know what I'm saying? And also I read an article explaining too how Nike basically understood their customer, and that, you know, the people who talking about boycotting Nike, as far as you know, people who was upset about the players not kneeling during the NFL games. A lot of people were talking about boycotting Nike. We're not buying Nike in bulk anyway. In that, you know, it was saying that, you know, most of the people who boycotting Nike were white men, you know, in their 30s and up, 40s and up, 50s and up. You know what I'm saying? And it was basically saying that, you know, white men in their 40s and 50s are not really athletic, the most athletic type of people, more so than, you know, kids, minority kids, who African American, Spanish kids who in their, you know, teens, high school, you know, college kids. Like, these are the people that's actually buying Nike. So Nike understands their target audience very well. So they don't really care, you know, about the people that's boycotting. And you can see, I don't know if you can look over here what's going on. You can see this is going up and down right here, this fluctuate, you know, as the news is still coming in. So even though they beat that, this other thing too about earnings is that just beating your beating the street, basically, you know, just because you beat, you know, your sales don't necessarily mean that your stock can go up. It's a lot of different factors. They could just say, see, look at it, it is shooting up. You see it's going to pass in the 85 here. You know, it's a lot of things that go into determining, you know, if your stock is actually going to beat earnings. And then, like I said, you see this going up, but all it takes is one thing for them to say wrong that will make this whole thing reverse and go down, you know, past 84 to 83, you know. So I've seen this happen multiple times, is that, you know, companies will put out real perfect earnings reports, and then just be one little thing, you know, just because the sector that they in, you know, is bad, it'll just, you know, drive it down. So, but the way it's looking right now, Nike looks like it's going to beat their earnings. If you are an activist, you know, if you support Kaepernick, you know, if you support Nike, what they doing, you know, it's good. It is good to go out and buy a pair of Nike shoes, you know, and support Kaepernick, support the campaign. But if you really want to get an understanding of a bigger picture of how this all ties in, you know, you definitely want to buy some stock in Nike, or at least buy options, you know, in Nike and just understand, you know, the whole business model and what's driving all of this momentum that you see that's happening today. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to own a pair of shoes, but it's a whole other thing to own the stock. So consider buying some stock in Nike. Consider learning how to buy stocks in general. You know, stock options. Just don't be on the sidelines. You know, just watch. It's a lot of you see how it's going up, it's going down. It's going to do this for about the next hour, so probably until all night before it determines exactly where it's going to stay at. So yeah, I'm gonna watch this for about the next 20-30 minutes, see what it does, see what kind of news comes in. I'm definitely following you know, the news. If anybody don't know, like it says right here, that their brand revenue was $9.4 billion for the first quarter. Nike made $9.4 billion. Okay, their inventory is at $5.2 billion. They said the street was expecting them to put up 63 cents for the quarter. They put up 67 for the quarter. Actually, it says the quarter one sales was $9.9 billion, in line with expectations. Yeah, so it looks like they definitely are moving shoes. It looks like the Kaepernick campaign definitely worked as far as that. So we'll just sit back and look and see what other you know, factors are affecting the stock for the first quarter. So yeah, I'm gonna sit back and watch Nike and see what happens. All right, and if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel. You can learn how to trade stock options. You can learn how to get these type of results by you know, trading stocks, understanding, you know, when a company is putting their earnings report out. Stuff like this is, you know, really important when you want to learn how to trade stocks. So if you're interested in these type of things, you want to learn how to get a good strategy, how to get in here and trade these types of stocks for like you see right here, it says $90. Basically it's $90, $84, about $90 to trade Nike. You know what I'm saying? But you know, my trading strategy, it allows you to go in here. You can trade this for pennies. You don't have to trade this for you know, $94. I made my trade today for actually $50. And you know, if my calculations are correct, I'm hoping to at least triple my money. I mean, I'll take a double. Like most of the time I usually double. Like if I put up $50, I'll make like about $100. So, but I have the potential to quadruple it, which is about like $200. So like, it's a very small trade. You know, my account is not more. I typically don't keep more than $3,000 in my account. So typically my trades are geared around about $100 per trade, most to lose, you know, but the potential upside to those is anywhere between 200, 300, 400%. And sometimes we use 100%. So these are typically the type of trades that I make. You definitely want to know you definitely want a strategy before you approach stocks, and this is one small part of my whole trading strategy. So I encourage you to, like I said, subscribe to my channel. If you want to purchase the course, just make sure you leave a comment, below, and I'll send it right to you. All right. So in the meanwhile, I'm checking out Nike Earnings. You're gonna see what it do. Look like it went up, went down. It's doing what it do. So the reports is coming in. I'm gonna just keep checking it out. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Nike reports higher revenues. Here we go. Nike reported its first quarter results after closing trading Tuesday. Here's what you need to know. Net income for the quarter ending was $1.09 billion, or 67 cents a share, compared with the $950 million, or 57 cents a share for the same quarter year before. So, last year, the same quarter, they made $950 million. This year, they made $1.09 billion. So, it's an increase from last year. It says, and revenues rose 10% to $9.95 billion, within range of the consensus forecast of $9.94 billion. Revenues for the Nike brand were up 10% to $9.5 billion, while revenues for Converse were up 7% to $527 million. Gross profit margin went up 44.2%. From 43.7% earlier. The stock fell 2.8% to 82 in after-hours trading, to 82.33. Shares are up more than 59% in the last year. So, right, you see shares are dropping right here, 81. You see it's dropping. This is typically what happens during these earnings trades. You see it drop way like this, shoot way up. It's interesting to watch. You can see this right now. That's typically, but that's why I really want to make this video as it was happening. And you see the news just keeps churning in. Nike stock falls after company earnings top views. Expenses rise. Yeah, see this. Nike fell more than 2%. And they said after the retailer posted fiscal 2019 earnings that were above expectations, but said its expenses increased. Nike earned $1.1 billion, or 67 cents a share in the quarter, compared basically the same news from before. So you can see right here it says that their expenses increased, which caused this drop right here. So this is what happens, as the news keeps coming in, you see this fluctuates like this. So like I said, just because it goes up doesn't necessarily mean it could drop. It's a lot of factors that go into earnings, and they're pricing it. What this is the price fluctuates based on what's called the market maker. The market maker has to try to get it as close as it can to the exact price of what it's actually worth, the value of what the stock is actually worth. So as these reports come in, they factor in different prices and they say, okay, our prices went up, so that's gonna, it went up by 1% or went up by 2%. That's gonna cause this whole gauge right here to move 1% or 2%. The market maker has to read the information and gauge the pricing in. But with the trades, they have to gauge all this information in and get a perfect price. So that's what's happening right here. As the information come in, it fluctuates. So they did hit their sales, but it's saying that it costs them more to produce their inventory, so that definitely took a hit in the price. More news keep coming in. Says expensive increase. Yeah, more news still coming in, but as of right now, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like it's down. It went up, then it went down. I'm following it. More news coming in. It says the company's shares fell 2% in after-hours trading, up to 82.82. The shoe and apparel giant reported a 15% increase in net income to $1.1 billion. Nike said it bought back $1.4 billion in stock. Yeah, so the shares slipped. You can see right here. So yeah, shares is definitely slipping, dropping. So, type of trade that I make in a situation like this is it's a type of trade where I make money either way, if it goes up or down. These are the type of trades that I do. So, yeah. the way it's looking right now, Nike shares are dropping even though it hit their sales. So they spent more money to get you know, their sales. So this is causing their stock to drop apparently. But I will keep watching this overnight. The way it's looking right now is dropping. And like I said, I've seen all types of situations where a stock drop like this, it shoots back up, and then it may even come back down after that. May stay, you know, come up, you know, right at the bell. I've seen situations like this where a stock has dropped down 5–10%, and then, you know, right at the bell tomorrow morning, open up in the green. I've seen situations like this. So there's really no telling, you know, what type of momentum this is going to have overnight, the way that this is coming in. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. Right now, the sentiment looks like it is down. Right now, it looks like it's down. Like I said, I am going to watch it overnight, see if it goes back up or if it does stay down. Right now, it's really no telling. But yeah, make sure you sign up for corporatealgorithm.com. I show you how to make trades if this goes up or down. It makes me no difference either way. If this stock goes up or down, I'm going to make a profit. And my profit probably is going to be, the way that I'm gearing it is about at least 100, maybe 200%, you know, on the down trade. Something also to consider too is that, like, sometimes these trades can go through and then, like I say, it'll literally open up tomorrow right where it closed, and then it'll open up tomorrow like 84.79. In that case, it didn't move at all. And I've seen situations like this where you know, that can cause you to take a loss, depending on, you know, if it just stays neutral. As you can see right here, it's like literally stabilizing itself. But yeah, you know, trading, the type of trades that I do, you know, you can make money either way, but then, like, if the stock sits still, you take a loss that way too. So you want to protect yourself from that as well. So it's a lot of different legs to learning stock options, a lot of legs to training earnings. It's a whole nother type of trading strategy within itself. Yeah, so they're reporting it as a slip right at this point. Nike earnings is a slip. Apparently has nothing to do with their sales though, just the cost of making their product. So that's how it looks right now. So I'm gonna watch this overnight, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to get out of here and run to the store and buy some Nikes. All right, so I'm gonna holler at y'all. You be.